material that you find in the world, really like scavenging, hunting, gathering, is how I imagine the way that it's been like narrativized, this experience of the work and the project for you. I'm wondering, in knowing that, so like that your materials are sourced from around the city, around San Francisco, I'm also wondering how else your relationship to San Francisco and the Bay Area shows up in your work.
Well, because I do this, I've built a community around me that has been really, really supportive. Like from all walks and in all, like I have a whole crew at Goodwill who keep an eye out for me. They call me all the time. Oh, come and look at this. I'm out there. Or I have these individuals, really fascinating. It's at Valerian Books. It's a bookstore in the Mission. It's not even, you can't even see them in public. They're on the second and third floor of a building. And every once in a while, I'll get a message left on my phone. Truong, got a bag of porn for you. They call it, because what they do is they receive vintage work, and if their page is torn out or something, and they can't resell it, they set it aside and they call me up, and I come down there and they got a bag waiting for me. But these little things mean the world, because it's not just about that transfer. You know, you don't know how many times my students will see me on campus and say, hey, I got something for you. And I'm like, do not pull that out of your bag. Do not take it out of your bag right now. But it's just material. No, we're not doing that on campus or anywhere. Thank you for the thought. But it's good. You know, but there's this desire to like connect over like the work that we do. It's like, and I'm really grateful for that. Yeah.
I have a question too. Oh, so there's some artists here, and you know, I think we can relate to this process of figuring out how big to be, like how to talk about our work. But you have a habit of saying things like, you know, I'm not doing the big ideas, and you know, and the people around you are reframing it, and I'm thinking about Assemblage, and I'm thinking about the process that comes after, which is to disassemble. And is that just something that's happening for you, where you're assembling and then you're disassembling, like in your work, and you're doing it also with your artistic practice, also with your ego? Like, are you really going to stop making art, or is it just this impulse to spiral in and out of your practice, or what's going on here?
I say that I want to stop making art because there's a part of me that really is quite resentful of like someone like Robert Rauschenberg, who puts a goat and a can of paint together and calls it art. Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And whereas I, as a brown man who's queer, living in the world, when I say that I make art, there's an expectation that I position myself in some ways. And there's a part of me that just wants to be left alone to make stuff. I'll tell you what, if I have another show, it'll be called Stuff. Because that's where I'm at. I want to be able to just exist and make stuff. I've tried that. I've tried writing grants where I'm like, I'm not going to name my thinking in such a way or calling it out. I'm just going to put in my work and say, this is my art. And literally, I'm sitting there listening to people on that panel saying, I don't understand who his audience is. You know, that's because if you don't name it as in this body, you don't name it. People tend to want to say, who are you? How dare you? And I'm trying to say, I'm just making shit. I'm good with that.
Good job.
Yeah.
What's your process when transitioning from like project to project? Is is it just like niche it, or do you have to kind of live in it for a sec before you start something new, or is it all at once?
I have like several projects at once, always. It's always, like, right now, it's all about clothing. I'm obsessed.
Atelier Truong is next.
I'm-
That's
I'm-
what I'm.
I'm obsessed. Your partner, he's a sounding board for me. Like, I come in and talk to him about fashion. He's like, it's just a new obsession. I'm obsessive. I have OCD. And once I get on something, it's just like, you know, it's gotta ride its way through. And something else kind of lurks in and keeps in and stuff like that. But that's just how I've always been.
So would you say you're like a procrastinator when it comes to like the end of it and you have to get it done, or?
Actually, there's almost to a point where there's a condition for it. Like, there's a name for it. Like, I have to wait until the panic button is almost going off before I get to work, and then I get to work and it's nonstop. I'm chopping wood in the dark with a power saw. You know, and everybody's like, promise me you're not going to do that. I'm like, I know.
No, it was me with my like phone flashlight. I was like, holding it over the table saw, and I was like,
Oh my God.
But it's all part of the meditation. I'm thinking about this all this time, right over many days, and then there's something that triggers that final response.
It's like adrenaline, right?
Yeah. But you know what? It makes for messy art too. Because it's like the woman who installed this called my shit out. She said, first day she installed, she goes, why is your art not sanded down? I don't have time. And the next day she comes in with her power tools and her sander. She goes, oh, I brought the fast tool for you to try.
what?
Get to work. I'm like, oh, okay. Anyone else? I hope you enjoy it in that it should be fun and not. It's fun. It was miserable at times thinking through the work, but I hope the end result is that it looks and it brings you some joy. And there's a smell out here. If you open that box on the end, you can smell the rotting after that is our existence right now. Oh. Open it up and give it a few minutes and you're like, oh, it's smell art. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.